Hi, Ann here, and I have my December sheets for my paid patrons, and just want to run through those with you. So I went with a holly theme for the month of December, and have the days of the week on their little holly leaves, and a corresponding date on here. And then if you just want to create your own dates or numbers for other things, I did this little folk art version of just the numbers. I really like using these kind of jumbo numbers, and so I thought I was due to make some more of those, so I'm excited about using these. And then I thought I'd make, I know I have a lot of book lovers out there, and I thought I'd make some kind of holiday themed bookmarks for you. So you can just cut these apart and have some nice big bookmarks to use, or you can print them smaller to have some small bookmarks. And then I have the month view, just some different sizes and a couple of different designs for December, all kind of folk art themed though. And then I have a little tiny version with the numbers, the days of the week, the dates, and the month all here for those of you that use smaller planners, like these are nice for the weeks or for A6 size planners, anything like that, or even like the month view where you have a little less space to work with. Then I had done an elf sheet a few years back. I revived some of those elves, totally redid them, redrew and painted them, and added some more as well. So we have a new set of elf sheets with little activities like shopping or busy day. There's a bah humbug one, little seasonal type characters. I like to include some sort of collage sheet that can be printed out and used just as collage paper, and I thought this was really pretty and kind of makes me think of Christmas snow vibes. And as we approach a new year, and a lot of us are busy getting our planners set up for the coming year, so I thought I would give you another set of tabs, and there's ones with the months on it, but there's also a lot of blank ones because I like to tab many other things as well, like whatever projects I'm working on or goals or whatever. So there's month tabs and blank tabs, and in a few different sizes, again, for whatever size planner you have. For the weeks, I like to use the small ones. For the A5 cousin, I usually use the bigger ones, and then there's some in-between ones as well. I have done some more no-tan type projects and taken those. These were actually paper cutouts, but then I added in a few digitally done no-tan, and that's where the value is flipped. So they're black and white, but one half is white on black versus the other half that's black on white. So some of those sometimes I really like to have some black and white things to use. I have two versions of this, and this is a little activity, I guess, if you want to do. I made a colored in version, and then I have a version if you want to make your own. And these are just to make little three-dimensional animals. So like here's a fox, and he's got his little legs, a rabbit, legs, a bird with wings. I think these would be fun to hang like on a Christmas tree. This I thought could be a fun little place or name card, or whatever you wanted it to be. Also have a dollar horse and a bear on here, and so I have a decorated version of those as well that you can cut out. I suggest printing these on cardstock so that they have a little bit of rigidity to them, and have fun with those. I have some nesting dolls, and then I also, so these are all in graduated sizes, and then these are closer to the same size that just could be fun to add to a page. And these are from this set of nesting dolls that I made. So again, you could print these on cardstock and make your own nesting dolls. The biggest doll has a little pocket, and then the rest of these dolls just fit in there like so. But there's lots of things I thought these could be fun for. It could be fun to glue this outside one onto a journal page and have these in here, and you could write things on the back side. Whatever you want to do with. I know there's a lot of you are very creative, so it'll be fun to hear what you come up with for these. These could also be little bookmarks. Lots of things, lots of possibilities. So that's a sheet of those, or you can just use them to stick on your page. And then I did these flying birds, kind of folk art style, and I don't often do things on a dark background because of the ink it uses, but I felt like this really stood out with these on the black, or I think it's actually a very, very dark blue. And if you cut them out, it could be fun to have that black border on them. So I thought I'd give that a try. You can let me know what you think. So that's the sheets for December. I think there's 14 in all, and I hope you enjoy those. And as we look forward to a new year, let me know which things you would like to see more of. And if you are a paid patron, be sure and go to the previous post to where you can actually download your sheets. So that's the sheets for December. I hope you enjoy them, and I am looking forward to, I'm going to just jump in right now and start using some of them. So stick around if you want to watch that. So I have here my Hobonichi cousin in the A5 that will be my kind of commonplace memory keeping, gratitude journal, all the things in one book for 2025, and that's what I've been using in 2024. I used the Han, but that's basically the same book. So it's full of memory keeping in the week section. It's full of just notes and various things on the daily pages, and that's what I plan to use again. So I'm thinking about putting it in a cover, and I have a couple different to choose from, but I'm thinking about putting it in this cover and reusing that. And I have this cover for my work planner for 2025, which is also a Hobonichi cousin. So the same book for personal and for work. But for my personal planner, I kind of wanted to give it a new look. So I've used in the past, I've made my artwork into inserts for the cover on cover. But this time I thought I would just kind of use some of my digital downloads and things and kind of just make my own cover. So I'm just cutting a piece of paper to size here to be able to insert it into the cover on cover. So I'm going to pull out one of my old makers packs that my top tier patrons get a batch of collage and fun papers and stickers and different various things, an ephemera pack each month. And so I pulled out an old one of those just to kind of see if there's something in there I want to use. And I found this black and white sheet of paper. I think it was like maybe a coloring page or something, but I think I'll use it in conjunction with materials from this month's digital collage sheets, which I have printed out. So I have the collage paper from December. I'm just using a glue stick, and I'm going to just cover the whole sheet with that to start with. Now, I could have saved myself this step if I would have printed this out on sticker paper, but I didn't. It's just on regular printer paper. I, at that point, hadn't decided to do this project yet, so now I'm just sticking it to this paper, and I actually could have just cut this sheet into size and then assembled it on top of that, but I just thought maybe something a little sturdier would be better. As you can see, this is a scrap sheet of misprint that I'm just repurposing. So now I'm thinking it might be nice to have the contrast of this black and white paper. I'm just kind of taking a quick flip through here to see if there's anything else I want. My sticker club tier gets a postcard with usually a couple stickers in with it of my own design. And I thought about using this envelope that I had decorated on there, but ended up not actually using it. It will go beyond somewhere else. But I have lots of goodies in there that I was thinking about. But settle on just that black and white paper to add to make kind of a border, just have some contrast on there. I love a ripped look, so I'm opting to just tear the paper to give kind of a organic feel, I guess, to the edge of that, and just trim it down to size. I thought about using that postcard, but set it aside as well. So now I'm just going ahead and gluing it on as well. So I'm just working in layers here and kind of just making it up as I go along, just whatever kind of strikes me at each stage of the way. Now that I have the basic background ready, I'm pulling out my collage papers. And I think I want to use these numbers to say the year, just so I, keep straight which book is which, especially since right now for this next month, I'm still working in my old 2024 book. So I also was looking at those bookmark images. They're about the right size and shape to go on the cover. Nothing set in stone that they have to be bookmarks. So I think I'm going to be using those on here as well. I know that there's 2 of each number on here, so I know that I will have plenty for the 2025, and it will use both of the 2s, but I have choices on the 0 and the 5, which ones I want to use. I do switch out that 0 for one that's a slightly smaller size, and I think just will fit a little bit better. And I'm just getting them arranged how I want before I stick them down. Finally, I'm just choosing one of these elements on the bookmark sheet, and I decide on this girl image here. And I think rather than using as a bookmark, though, I'm going to use just the character herself. So I've spared you the process of me cutting her out, and now I'm just checking to see where I want to place her and getting her glued down. The great thing about pairing these cover inserts with the digital downloads, it just makes it really easy to change out through the year, change the cover. I like to feel like I'm using a new book from time to time, and this is just an inexpensive way to freshen things up and feel like I'm giving a new look. And so this will be my cover to begin the year of 2025. So now I'm just going ahead and getting it stuck in there. So the first step is to take out the cover from the clear cover on cover. And you simply insert it in. And I've made it to the size that the back pocket will still be accessible. So then you slip the cover back in, and it's all good to go. And that's it. And I have a new cover on my book. So the next thing I want to do is maybe just go ahead and start decorating a few of the pages in there just to kind of get things started. Lots of blank pages can feel kind of overwhelming, so this makes it an easy way to
actually get a little start on things and get it going. I've already done a little bit in my work planner getting it ready because I've already started doing some planning in there. So I have it started, but now it's time to get my personal journal started as well. That also includes my Hobonichi weeks, which is basically my everything planner, like scheduling and to-do lists and everything belong in this book. So I'm kind of looking and seeing. I've already started the 2025 version of that because they do have the December calendar for scheduling. So I'm already looking at that and have begun in there. So I'm just kind of looking to see if there's some little thing I want to add in there now that we've started in December. And these tinies are kind of made with the weeks and the A6 planners, the small planners in mind. So I've cut out the little day 2, the date for 2 on my little holly dates, and am putting it in place just to kind of like, this is the beginning of December, and it just kind of alerts me to that for the coming week. Which you can see I've already started. I'm already using the same system that I used before as far as having categories for spiritual, relational, house, work, and my health. Like each category of that has a little slot in my week to-do list. I decided to use the little one, the first holly date, to put in my monthly calendar of my work planner. As you can see, the big thing on my work planner for the first is my Patreon sheets. And so I'm just going to add a little one to that spot. But what I'm mainly focusing on today is my Hobonichi cousin for my personal use. I think of it as sort of a commonplace book. I take notes in here, I write thoughts in here, I do memory keeping in here. This is just kind of like my everything as far as personal things book goes. And so I'm kind of thinking, what do I want to start adding into here? And I kind of am gravitating to the weeks where I do my memory keeping, but it does not begin until January. So I don't think I will do that in my 2025 book. But I do want to put my monthly tabs in there. So I'm just going to stick those in there and set it aside for now and come back to it later. So I'm going to set that aside and instead pull out my current year, my 2024 Hobonichi home that I've been using in the same way, and look at the memory keeping pages, which I've kind of fallen down on lately, and go ahead and get the week to come prepared for that. I'm also on I like how every month there's a page before the month actually starts, and I like using that to kind of write goals or think about the month to come. And so on that page is where I like to use these monthly calendars, where it has the month lined out as a view. So if there's any special dates I want to make note of, or just to kind of look at as I'm making my goals, then that's the place I like to have these. So I'm going to put one of those on this page. I also like to write my lists and to-dos and everything in the back of my weeks. And so I thought one of these smaller versions would be really nice to put in there to kind of distinguish this is the beginning of December. And I think that might be something I want to do in the future with these, is include one of the calendars as kind of a dividing point. Like, so all the lists after this are for December until I get to the January monthly view. I think I want to leave room at the top of the page, though, to put the year, because since this is the 2025 calendar, I want to specify that this is actually 2024. I always have the December goes in the next year's planner because that's just how I work. I'm working, looking ahead, scheduling ahead. And so that's just what works for me. But I do want to keep straight that this is December of 2024 that I'm talking about here in this section of the book. Now I'm jumping back to my 2024 Hobonichi Hon and looking for the memory keeping pages and for this week, and I'll try to get that decorated and ready to perhaps be a little more successful this week. Sometimes I don't add the dates in until later, but in this occasion I'm going to go ahead, get it started, and see if I can just kind of keep it up by putting a little in at a time or jotting little notes about the day in, and see if I can do a little better job of getting back into my weeks. While we were gone on a trip here recently, I kind of fell out of the habit, and now it's time to be getting it back in. So this actually is the week right before. I'm putting the 1st on there. Obviously, it's a blank, totally blank week. I don't know if I'll go back and do it or not. I don't always go back and worry about blank pages. We'll see. But I do want to try to get back into using this week to come. So I'm going to get those dates on there. So even just having the dates on there makes me feel like I'm well on my way to finishing this page, even though I've not really actually done that much. But it looks like something is happening here, and it's going to make it that much easier for me to continue on with this page. I did decide to put a little Christmas tree off of one of the digital sheets in the corner there, and just to kind of finish off the page. I like to decorate that little border somehow. So that finishes up my little play session. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.